Thank you for tuning in to 4722 Dominique, looking lovely on a budget. Today I wanted to kind of come at you guys talking about a serious matter because school is starting to start back or getting ready to start back. Some of your kids have already gone back to school, and some of you are waiting on your kids to go back to school. And for those of you that watch my videos, if you are a college student, this video can apply to you as well, or any adult, anybody that's in school. I really wanted to talk about this topic because it was near and dear to my heart about bullying, simply because my son experienced this on last year. And I want to kind of encourage you guys, just coming to you on a serious matter because I do care about what you care about. That's what my channel is all about, just everyday life. And this right here is a big part of life, just period. In this decade or whatever you want to call it, this era of time is just serious, and it's been serious for a while, but also it's been kind of undercover for a while. The topic of bullying, but anyway, my son experienced it, and I just want to encourage you guys. If you guys know of anybody that is going through a bullying situation, or basically is a bully themselves, then you need to tell somebody. I understand about the snitch rule and all of that, but that is irrelevant when it comes to saving somebody's life, because bullying does not only affect the person that's being bullied, it affects their families as well. And I know that all too well, because when my son was going through it, I didn't know for a long time until like mid-year, because he's the type of child where he feel like, and it was my baby boy, my, well, now 10-year-old son, and I noticed that his personality had started to change because of his personality. He's such a man type of child, and he just feel like he can handle it himself, and he got this thing about snitching himself, and he was the one being bullied. He didn't want to be known as a snitch. Okay, I got two problems with that. Because he was in trouble and he failed to let us know as his parents, or let me know as his mom, that he was dealing with this because of this snitch rule. Anyway, I was getting ready to let you guys know about his personality changing. His personality has started changing. I didn't know why. He started kind of misbehaving in class. Basically, he was misbehaving to like get kicked out so I can have a reason to pick him up early, because he didn't want to get in the bus line, or he wanted to get, I didn't know if he wanted to get suspended off the bus so I could take him, or because he just was acting. I didn't know what was going on. But anyway, I think that was part of his plan too. If I could just almost think like a 10-year-old. I was 10 before, but a lot of things that's going on now were going on when I was in school. So I was trying to put my mind as a 10-year-old, think how he would think. What is wrong with him? What's wrong with his behavior? He started having these nightmares, didn't want to go to school, wouldn't tell me what was going on, and all because he was being bullied. Now, and then too, he didn't want me to know he was being bullied because of the type of child he is at home. And when he's in the neighborhood playing with the neighborhood kids, he know how to hold his own. So he felt as if, already thinking like this, he felt as if though he would look like a punk pretty much if he would say something about this. But it had been going on so long, to by the time mid-year, his personality hadn't changed so much to I didn't recognize him. I mean, he was just misbehaving so badly, and it was all to either get kicked off the bus or kicked out of school to get suspended so I could transfer him to another school, y'all. This how serious this thing had gotten. So finally, I said, I'm going to the school, and I had them been repeated times about his behavior, and some of the things that was going on was so different. And I'm letting you guys in on this because maybe something's going on with your child, or had been in the past, and you couldn't put your finger on it. They wasn't saying anything. At first, their behavior was the same, or their personality was the same, or they may have changed in the course of the year. And if you're a college student, you notice that your friend has changed. Something is going on. Things happen undercover that we don't even know about. But to make a long story short, his personality did start to change again. And so I went and talked to his teacher, and she was like, he was acting out in class and she couldn't put her finger on it, and it was very disruptive. So it got to the point where I finally kept asking him, and he finally got tired of being punished at home that he decided to tell us what was going on. Well, the school had failed us because they well, I can't say they failed us. They just didn't handle it like I thought it should have been handled, because my son was being provoked so bad to the point where this young boy was getting off the bus and going up through the line and doing stuff to him and running back into his place in line like he's never moved. And I'm like, we got teachers on the outside of these schools. Why isn't nobody seeing this boy get out of line and go in and messing with my son every day for months until my son got tired of it and he did retaliate. So that's when it all came to a head after he retaliated. He finally came and told us why he punched the little boy. But anyway, he was just afraid of him. He kept making, the little boy was making threats like grown people make. So I was afraid that this boy was gonna be so just hurt my baby. That's what I thought. He was gonna hurt him bad because my son had ended up retaliating and embarrassing him in front of the whole cafeteria full of kids, and I thought he was gonna come back and try to cause him bodily harm in a way where he couldn't protect himself. So what I did was, and this may be what you have to do if this occurs. If the school fails to handle it in the way, or don't handle it as quickly as you think they should handle it, you got the right parents. You got authority over this situation to put your foot down. I went to a higher chain of command. I went to the school district, and if I had to go even higher, I had a meeting with the superintendent. We got it straight. She went and talked to the principal. Even the school resource officers knew about the situation in case anything happened, because people crazy, little kids crazy too. The devil is real, y'all, and he come in all kinds of forms. I'm not calling nobody child the devil or no child the devil, but spirit knows no gender, no age, and they can be, as a people, because we're in human body, they can be used. You can be used by the enemy. Anything. You never know how. The devil is real. That's what I'm saying. You don't know how these things come to play, but it's real. It exists. Bullying has to stop, y'all. We got to stop this. People are committing suicide every day because they're being bullied, and they got this snitch policy. Don't want to tell. Don't want their reputation to change. But it's past that. Your life is so much more important. And if you're watching this and you're being bullied, please tell somebody. Tell somebody what's going on, because when it comes to a head or you lose your life, people need to be punished for their actions, and they need to know, who to take off the street, who to take out of these schools, and then they come back and retaliate in the schools, shooting up schools and stuff. We got to pray, people, this school year for our children's safety. We got to pray for other children's safety, the school buses, the principals, the school resource officers. And I wanted to make this video because the year is starting, and for my kids, they have already gone back to school. Let's pray for our children. This is a very serious matter. If you notice, I can't scream this enough, that your child's personality is changing in any way, or they're not eating right, or just not themselves, all of a sudden it's something wrong. My maternal instinct, my mommy thing kicked in about my child. I knew that he could misbehave. Now, one thing about it, sometimes we don't want to accept what our child will and won't do. We cover up for our kids because that's my baby. He wouldn't dare do that. Oh, yes, he would. Simply because they're a part of you, but they have their own personalities as well when they're not in your presence. I'm not putting nothing past none of my kids, because I don't know what they do when they ain't in my presence. All I know is how we raise them and what I try to make them accountable for. That's all I can take responsibility on. I did the best I could do through the help of God on raising them. They know right from wrong, but when they leave out of this house, they're capable of just anything. I don't know, just like anybody else. They could be tempted just like anybody else. So I don't quite jump to the defense of my kids and quickly say, no, that he won't do this. I'll investigate. Now, some stuff I know according to their personality from them living with me. That don't kind of sound right. But I think about it and I question it. And you can kind of kick out what is your child and what isn't when they're around you. That's how I put that. And on another note, I wanted to say this. Sometimes your child isn't necessarily always the one being bullied. Sometimes they are the bully. You may know somebody that is the bully, that is constantly nagging people and, just like to feed off negativity just because they getting a kick off of this. If you can make somebody else feel low so you can feel better about yourself, you have to pay attention to the signs. If you are a bully, please stop. Please, please stop, because you're ruining somebody else's life, somebody else's future. It's not just those people that you're bullying. It's the whole families that attach to these people, because if they commit suicide, it not only takes their life, or they've taken their own life because of the situation, but it alters their whole family. So let's just stop this generational stuff like this. It's time to stop. We need to kick up in prayer. And please notice the sign of bullying. If they're not eating right, if their personality has changed tremendously, if they're being disrespectful in any way, if they're getting kicked out of school, out of classrooms, or just being hyper or can't sleep all of a sudden, these are signs of maybe cyberbullying or bullying at school, period. And if your child is all of a sudden seem more aggressive, or you can notice that they like pushing people down, or they're in the neighborhood and like fighting and always instigating and starting things, then you need to talk to them as well, because this is ridiculous. This has to stop, and I'm speaking out against it. I'm going into 11 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap this up. But to make a long story short about my son, it stopped. It stopped. The young man came and apologized after a couple of meetings with the school board and getting this thing straight. Even the school informing their parents. They would never let us talk to the parents, but we had a mediator in between, and it got taken care of. But had it not came to a head, thank God it was nothing serious. When my son retaliated, I'm not saying I condoned that, but he was defending himself after he was fed up after so much of it, so much of the bullying. So he retaliated. And that's when I found out everybody's not that lucky. Sometimes the kids retaliate, and the other child could have retaliated right back in a fatal way. But thank God that was not my case. So I just wanted to come on here to tell you guys, let's pray this school year. Let's stop this bullying. Let's stomp out bullying, period. So anyway, I pray that you guys have a blessed school year, that your children have a blessed school year. If you're a college student, if you're an adult going back to school, congratulations to you. Move forward, be all you can be, and good luck. And I pray you get that degree, diploma, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve to better yourself. And along with the students, have a successful school year, you guys. And if you are a bully, please stop and ask the people, the students that you bully, or the children that you bully, to forgive you and move forward. And if you are being bullied, please tell somebody. There is help out there for you. You don't have to go through this alone, I promise. It is things you can do anonymously, where you won't be ratted out, or it won't be a snitch situation. But look into it. Let your school officials know. Let your parents know. So anyway, you guys be blessed. I just wanted to come and inform you, or make a PSA about this situation. Y'all be blessed, and let's take care of one another, people. It's just that serious. So let's stomp out bullying together. We can do this thing, y'all. We can do it together. So you guys be blessed. I pray this is a prosperous school year for everybody. Take care. Peace and blessings to you. All right.